And that, y'all, is why you never leave a race early. This was total domination by Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano. And out of nowhere, here comes the 48 car Alex Bowman stealing his first win of the season.
I'm a racing fan. I will watch pigs race.
That's atrocious. That is disgusting. I never want to see that again.
I'm fed up, and you should probably turn this off.
Hey everybody, we're back. It's been a couple weeks, I know. Been off, been doing other things. We had Easter. I went to WrestleMania. Just, other stuff going on. Hadn't really done a pit stop since, I believe, the dirt race. That's the last notes I got. That seems like it was forever ago. So, we're back. Another short track. I love it. This is what NASCAR needs more of. I feel like we're going through our little short track section right now. You had Bristol a couple weeks ago, even though it was a dirt race. Last week, Martinsville, didn't do a pit stop on it, but they tried to run a night race. Rain did not let them do that. I want to see night races at Martinsville. I think that's a great idea. Truex became the first repeat winner last week. Not gonna break something down that's already 8 days old. But now this week at Richmond, another short track, probably the biggest of the short tracks. It's a 3/4 mile D-shaped track. And let's be real here, all right? I love short tracks. I love short track racing. I love everything about it. I think we need more short tracks and less mile and a halves. But let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not beat around the bush. This race was boring. This was an absolute snooze fest for the first 330 laps. Now, the last 70 laps, dumb lit. They were awesome. The last pit stop with Truex's penalty, you had Logano, goes around Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's chasing him down. There's lap traffic they're working their way through. Oh, there goes Harvick. Backs it into the wall. Now we're going to have a restart with 15 to go? Well, Logano and Hamlin are on the front row. It's got to be one of them that wins it. Out of nowhere, here comes the 48 car. Here comes Alex Bowman, who I guess it's easy to say he had the best car if, he won the race. He didn't have the best. Denny Hamlin absolutely had the best car. Alex Bowman might have had the second best car today. He passed a ton of cars. Every time you looked up, the guy had gained like 3 or 4 spots. This guy was on it. And this just furthers what I've been telling y'all about Hendrick Motorsports. You guys are going to get tired of it eventually, if you're not already tired of it. Hendrick Motorsports is going to be very dangerous this year. Kyle Larson already got a win. William Byron got a win. Now Alex Bowman has gotten a win. The only driver for Hendrick Motorsports who has not won a race this year is the defending series champion, Chase Elliott, who, by the way, specializes in road courses, and I believe we still got 6 more road courses on the schedule. Not worried about him, having a drought or anything like that this year. But let's get back to today's race. Denny Hamlin absolutely dominated. This race today was a microcosm of the 2021 season so far for Denny Hamlin. He's been the best, the most consistent. He won the first 2 stages today. This guy has been the best. And something always happens there at the end, and he just can't close the deal. Honestly, might be a microcosm of his career. Here's a guy that I believe is the greatest NASCAR driver of all time who has not won a championship. I believe he passed Mark Martin last year after the dominating year he had, along with Kevin Harvick. Denny Hamlin is very good. He is very consistent. He puts a ton of great runs together, and he just can't find a way to get it done. He can't close. And I think if there's one thing that you could knock Denny Hamlin for, he needs to be better at closing the deal. Today was a great example. And I think I mentioned this last time I did a pit stop, actually, how Denny Hamlin was soft for not moving Joey Logano out of the way. And sure as hell, 2-3 weeks later, here we are again. Denny Hamlin is running down Joey Logano with, 30 laps to go, and he doesn't move him out of the way. Now, we didn't get to see how it played out because we got that late caution and restart, and Denny Hamlin didn't have to move him. But there were a couple times where Denny Hamlin just got such a great run. I mean, he was rolling through the center of the corner so much better than Joey Logano. He was getting right up on his bumper. I want to know how much longer, how long was he going to wait before he finally put the bumper to Joey Logano? Or was he going to try to be clean and do what he did at Bristol and cost himself the win? That's what I want to know about Denny Hamlin. This guy is having an amazing year. I didn't realize it. I'll be honest with you guys. I did not realize how great Denny Hamlin has been this year. They showed it on the Fox broadcast. We are 9 races through the season. His worst finish, his absolute worst, is 11th. That is unheard of. He said last week during Martinsville, they know how to finish third. They need to close the deal. Well, now they know how to finish second. This guy is an absolute threat every single week. This is, I mean, he's leading the points by a million. Shannon Spake even said it today, I think it was her, that he could literally skip a race and would still be the points leader after. This guy is having a great year. He's got to find victory lane, though. At the end of the day, with this new system, NASCAR is rewarding wins, stage points, things like that. I know Denny won both stages today, but those wins are what get you the playoff points that are going to help you go farther into November and win the championship at Phoenix. But anyway, back to the race winner here of Alex Bowman. I've always been hard on him. I don't know what it is. I think Kyle Larson is a superstar. Chase Elliott is a superstar, and I believe William Byron is a superstar in the making. I have always felt that Alex Bowman is the other guy at Hendrick Motorsports. He's the quiet one. He's the consistent one, not the flashy one. He's just there. He is like an 8th or 9th place guy every single week. He is not flashy. Probably doesn't sell a ton of t-shirts. I don't know. I didn't go look on NASCAR.com and see the list or anything. But this is a guy that if he can just take the next step and not be so consistent, but start winning more, this guy can absolutely be a superstar, and Hendrick Motorsports would have a dynasty on their hands, even though I think they might anyway. But Alex Bowman, I have always felt, was just the other guy at Hendrick Motorsports, so it's good to finally see him get back into victory lane and prove that, no, he's not just the other guy. He's one of the guys on the best stable of young drivers in NASCAR. But the day did not belong to just Denny Hamlin and Alex Bowman. There are a couple guys that have had absolute awful seasons. And that would be Eric Almirola and Matt DiBenedetto. And both of those guys today, both of them, came away with top 10s. Eric Almirola came home 6th. I thought he had a chance to do a little better than that on the last restart. He just didn't have the car of some of the other guys. Matt DiBenedetto finishes 9th. Great run for the Wood brothers. They needed this. Matt DiBenedetto needed this too. The Wood brothers already know what they're doing next year with Austin Cindric. Matt DiBenedetto does not know what he's doing next year yet. He does not have a ride lined up that's, been made public. He might know. We don't need to know yet. But this was an absolute great day for Eric Almirola and for Matt DiBenedetto to finally try to get some momentum going. And next week we go to Talladega, a track where Eric Almirola has won at before, and a track that I believe Matt DiBenedetto got screwed out of the win last year. So they might be starting to get some momentum here, and that would be great for both of those teams. I mentioned Austin Cindric just now, and how next year he's going to be in the Wood Brothers ride. Well, there wasn't a ton of action today, but Austin Cindric gave us some. He produced the first caution at Richmond in about 2 years, Mike Joy said, which I don't even get me started on that. I don't know, why does Richmond not produce more crashes? I don't know. Don't know. I really don't know. All the other short tracks, there's crashes. Richmond, they've gone 2 years without one, but we finally got one. Austin Cindric straight up dumped Ryan Newman. Now, I know this wasn't on purpose, at least I don't think it would be, But you can't go into the corner 3 wide. We know that. But if you are going to go into it 3 wide, why? This is a common sense thing here, to me at least. I don't know. I'm, backseat driver here. But when Austin Cindric goes into turn 3 in the middle of Kyle Larson and Ryan Newman, he gave Kyle Larson down on the bottom way too much room, way too much, and ends up washing up into Newman, tagging him, wrecking Ryan Newman. Obviously hindsight's 20/20 here, but I think the smarter play if you're Austin Cindric is to pinch Kyle Larson down in the corner, give Newman plenty of room, but pinch Kyle Larson down and probably get a better launch off of the corner than Larson, and you pass him for position. He didn't do that. I get it. He's a rookie. I'm not killing the guy. He's very talented, and I believe he'll do well for the Wood Brothers next season. But that's one of those those teaching moments. Number one, you can't be going 3 wide, going into turn 3. We get that. But if you are, pinch the bottom car down so you get that run off, and at least you've gained a spot, and then we'll deal with the guy on the outside. But at least you're not going to wash up and wreck that guy and potentially take yourself out at that time, or maybe later in the race that guy gets pissed off and comes back and hits you. Newman did not do that, but what goes around comes around. Hey, next time Ryan Newman's in that position, I guarantee he won't be giving Austin Cindric any extra room. So the theme of 2021 at the beginning was parity. I've preached it. Everyone was loving it. The first 3 winners were Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, and William Byron, just like everyone predicted, right? Parity has been the word for 2021. And it seemed like today, not much parity. The cream absolutely rose to the top today. Joe Gibbs Racing, Team Penske, and Hendrick Motorsports absolutely dominated the day. Alex Bowman, of course, won. William Byron ran top 10 all day. Kyle Larson was actually out to lunch. I don't know what the deal was there. Chase Elliott, just had a decent run. Team Penske, all 3 of those cars were in the top 10. I know Ryan Blaney ended up falling out. And then Matt DiBenedetto, which is basically a Penske car, also top 10. Denny Hamlin dominated the race, won the first 2 stages. Martin Truex, he was probably the second best car right behind Denny Hamlin. All 4 of them ended up finishing the race in the top 10. Those 3 teams dominated today, and the cream rose to the top. Now, I do think we are going to see more parity this year. I don't think we're done. And we're going to see it next week at Talladega. Prediction, we're going to get a surprise winner. I hope it's my guy Stenhouse, but we'll see. The cream is rising to the top here, but we're still going to have parity. So don't let today get you down if you're a parity guy like me. Yes, the cream rose to the top today, but we still got a long season to go. That being said, we are a quarter of the way through the season already. 9 races are done. It's kind of flying by. I feel like it was just a couple weeks ago we were talking about Daytona. And hell, it's been a couple months now. So we are a quarter of the way through the season. And how crazy is this? Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott have a combined 0 wins. You could also throw Brad Keselowski into that too. 0 wins on the season so far. If that doesn't tell you that there is parity in this sport and that new guys are coming up and that the sport is going to be changing, I don't know what will. That is a stacked group of drivers that have combined for 0 wins this year. That's kind of crazy to me, but again, I love parity, so I'm not mad, trust me. Now I want to hit on one thing, actually 2 things, that are not NASCAR related. I know I stick to NASCAR on this show. I am a racing fan. I love it. I say it in the open. You could put numbers on pigs, and I would watch pigs race, I promise you. But, I'm very vocal about this, that I just do not enjoy IndyCar or Formula One. I don't know how people watch it. I'm going to keep it real. I don't know how someone can sit down and watch a Formula One race or an IndyCar race and be excited about it. Now, maybe Monaco, maybe the Indy 500, the big marquee events. I get it. That's cool. I watched the Indy 500. But anyway, that being said, I want to talk about those 2 sports real quick. Who whose idea was it? Today was the first race of the IndyCar season, which means they had some rookie named Jimmy Johnson making his first IndyCar start today. Now, a lot of people like myself are very interested to see how Jimmy Johnson runs in IndyCar. We have seen IndyCar drivers come to NASCAR and not have much success. Yeah, Mario and AJ did it in the 70s, and they did well. But Dario Franchitti, very good IndyCar driver, couldn't do anything in NASCAR. Juan Pablo Montoya, very good IndyCar driver. Pretty mediocre in NASCAR. Sam Hornish, IndyCar driver, couldn't really do much in NASCAR. Danica Patrick, don't really think I need to elaborate on that one. So, now that the tables have turned and now Jimmy Johnson is going to IndyCar, we want to see how he's doing. And yes, I know it's two different networks, but how does Fox and NBC not kind of call each other up and be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have Jimmy Johnson's IndyCar debut come on television at the same time, the same exact time as the NASCAR race? I don't know who thought that one through. I don't know if they wanted the little head-to-head competition. I don't know what the thinking was there, or if there was any thinking, but don't ever do that again. That was absolutely stupid. Let's not sugarcoat it. That was stupid. There's a lot of people on Twitter that were pretty pissed off about it. I did not like that. Jimmy ended up finishing 19th today in the IndyCar. He'll run better. He'll be fine. I'm not worried about Jimmy in IndyCar racing. Not yet, obviously. And Formula One news. Formula One has announced that they have signed a 10-year deal to come do a Grand Prix in Miami every year. Now living in Tampa, that's only 4 hours away from me. I'm not a Formula One guy, but you can bet next year in Miami when Formula One comes, I'm going to be down there. I want to go check this out. I want to see these cars in person. I want to be there for the spectacle. I probably won't go to the actual race, probably just the practice days and stuff like that, like I usually do with the IndyCar race in St. Pete, which is next weekend. But I want to say Formula One is trying to have more of a presence in America now. And NASCAR better stop pissing their fans off, and they better start listening to the fans, and they better be careful. Because what you don't want is another racing league to come in and start taking away part of your fan base. Now, Formula One fans and NASCAR fans, two completely different breeds of people. So I don't think NASCAR has too much to worry about. But now that there's going to be more options, that puts more pressure on NASCAR, in my opinion, to make sure you're always doing the right thing. That's my thoughts on it. Next week, Talladega. The most unpredictable race of the year. I cannot tell you how ready I am for this race. I am so stoked. Ryan Blaney's going to be tough to beat. My guy Ricky Stenhouse is going to be tough to beat. I want to see Ricky win because I want absolute chaos for the playoffs. I still think we're going to get it because, I mean, we already have 8 different winners in 9 races. And there's some heavy hitters that aren't part of the 8. So it's going to get crazy in August when it comes down to making or missing the playoffs. Let's make it even crazier. I want my guy Ricky Stenhouse to go to victory lane next week. He's got a great shot. He's as good as a super speedway driver as anybody out there. But hey, we're finally back. RJ's pit stop. I don't think we're going to take 2 or 3 weeks off or anything like that. We'll get back on schedule here. Can't wait for Talladega.